What's up, guys? Here to bring you Turner Talk number 49. This one's called Getting Excited About Competition. You should always be excited to compete. Like, that's why we do this. That's why you train so hard. That's why you're in the sport, to compete. And like we talked about in multiple Turner Talks in the past, competing is not about winning and losing. Competing is about doing your absolute best, being the best version of yourself. I think David Taylor says that all the time, being the best version of yourself.
What other standard is there than trying to be the very best?
If you're really competing just to compete, you don't get like super upset. Like if you get scored on, okay, we're still wrestling, like the match isn't over. And I get it, like after the match, if you're a real competitor, yeah, you lose and you're not gonna be excited about that, but you will be kind of excited about the loss because that means that you identified areas where you can get better. And realistically, competition is all about continuing to get better, continuing to improve, continuing to push yourself and grow yourself. And the only way to grow yourself is outside your comfort zone, right? And so to get outside your comfort zone, you're gonna have to wrestle somebody that's good. So the better the kid is, the more excited you should really get about it. Oh yeah, I get to wrestle the #1 kid in the nation. You know, I get to wrestle Jordan Burroughs. I get to wrestle freaking Bo Bassett. I get to wrestle Marcus Blake. Whatever it is, you get excited about that because that's a true chance to test your skills. Obviously, if you wrestle a kid that's not very good, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna wrestle him the same and you're gonna give him your all. But it doesn't necessarily tell you where your skills are at if you're taking down kids that aren't very good. But if you're taking down people that are #1 in the country, #1 in the world, then you really know where your skills are at. And if you're not, then it's once again a good, really good gauge. Like, okay, I've taken down all these other guys, but when I start to get to the top 5 people, I can't take them down with these techniques. So maybe I need to sharpen my techniques, or maybe I need to be using different techniques, right? Like, that's why it's really great to go to national competition. Like we just got back from the US Open and, you know, my guy went 2-2. So he went 0-2 in Greco, but he went 2-2 in freestyle. And so he really identified a lot of areas where he needs to work because like locally in the state, he can just athlete around, he can jump over people, he can do different things. And when he gets to the national level, those things don't work. And it was a really, really good gauge for him of his skills. And obviously it's disappointing to not reach your goals, his goals being All-American, but it is really good still to identify areas where you need to work. So once again, get really excited about competing, get excited about competition. And that also starts in the practice room, right? Finding the toughest guys to practice with, toughest girls to practice with, not just on your team, but even other teams. If you're beating everybody in your room, you need to be getting in other rooms. And if your coaches are telling you not to, then I don't know if your coaches really have your best interest in mind, right? Like obviously your coaches want you to not get hurt, want you to not learn bad techniques and things like that. But if it's a solid room with solid, you know, kids that are going to be doing solid technique and not being super dangerous, then get in there and scrap. You know, wrestling is a tough and physical sport, so injuries are going to happen. But as long as people aren't intentionally injuring other people, then, you know, put yourself in the mix, get in there and compete. And once again, compete. You're not winning and losing in practice. I think that's another Turner Talk. Like, we're on 49, so we got a lot of them. Anyway, don't win and lose in practice. Compete in practice, meaning get in wrestling positions, wrestle through. Every now and then, maybe, you know, you're working things that you aren't so confident with and you aren't so comfortable with so that you can get better with them, right? I've taken this same kid down 4 times with my high crotch. Let's work on my single. I'm taking it down with my single now too. Maybe I'll work my low single or my duck or, you know, maybe something that I'm not as versed in. Big shout out to Southwind Visuals. Thanks for putting these together, audio and visual. Obviously, you guys remember, if you're new, go back to the OG Turner Talks and you'll see when I was doing it myself on the cell phone, one take. Now we got editing, like there's not as many ums and all those things. So shout out to Michael Stamp for getting these done for us. And yeah, Turner Talk number 49, get excited about competition.